Welcome to SAP CodeM Learning Hub.
Hello, viewers and users. Welcome to my YouTube channel, SAP Code M, the corporate digital educational media. This session is for the beginners. In this session, you will learn what is enterprise structure, what are the elements of enterprise structure, how do you configure enterprise structure in SAP S4 HANA system. To have a better understanding of enterprise structure or organizational structure, both are same. You have to assume that you're going to start your own company and you completed your registration process and you are in a setup of company formation. What do you require to start your company? You require finances. For that, you need to have a finance department where the finance department comes in. Then you need to have a product. Let us assume that we are going to have a manufacturing company in the automobile sector. So you need to have uh, your product. So to manufacture a product, you need to have a plant where the plant comes in. So to maintain the plant, you need to have production and planning, where every time the raw material, this team will make sure that there's raw material available all the time to run the plant activities smoothly. Then you need to have warehouses where you can store the raw material and also the finished product. So for that, you need storage locations. And then once you make a finished product, you need to sell it, you need to market it. So for that, you need sales organization, distribution channels, and you need a team to look into all these business activities, sales activities, you could say rather. So for that, you need to have HR department to recruit these employees and take care of all employee affairs. You need to have HR department where HR department comes in. So all these elements put together, you'll have a strong enterprise structure. The stronger the enterprise structure is, the longer the company survives. So to have a better understanding, let us say that you're going to start your own company and you will do the configuration by yourself in the system. So let us see the contents of today's session. I will just give a brief about SAP HANA, SAP modules and integrations, organizational elements. Actually, organizational elements are like company, plan, storage location, purchasing organization, purchasing group, MRP controllers. All these are the elements of organization. Then you have enterprise structure. Mm, this is a diagram. Okay, this is a sample diagram, and then you have an example of enterprise structure. SAP S4 HANA. Actually, the four ex-employees of IBM, they laid the foundation of SAP ERP system in somewhere in 1972, and then they released the first SAP ERP, and thereon they had the R1, R2, R3 until R3 ECC 6.0 and 7 probably. In 2010, SAP has introduced SAP S4 HANA. SAP company has introduced SAP S4 HANA. Uh, it is completely this ERP is has its own universal general database. They call it AC Doka, which is runs in it's a memory based database, which makes the system faster and smoother, and then you have fast transactions can be done. And this SAP HANA will not run on any other database. It has its own database, and unlike other SAP systems, it has same functions like finance, human resources, sourcing and procurement modules, and sales and distribution modules. SAP S/4HANA, they introduced two different products. One, you can have your own server installed at your company, and you customize according to business functions. You can have your team for maintenance. You'll have consultants who take care of your business, of the smooth running of the all the modules. Uh, on the other hand, you don't need to have your own server. It's just a web base. You need some subscriptions, or you can have some contract with SAP company, and this is completely web-based application, more primarily focused on sourcing and procurement. So they call it as software as a service. Okay, this is the terminology they use to market their cloud-based sourcing and procurement application. Now, these are the industries where SAP can be implemented. This is the SAP ERP as an industrial solution. SAP can be implemented in these are the industrial sectors. Okay, it has covered almost all the sectors. You see, in every sector is there: banking, media, oil, uh, railways, telecommunications. So all these sectors, ERP can be a solution. Okay, yeah, SAP ERP is already captured 60 to 70% of the market. Almost all the multinational companies and the major industries are using SAP as a solution to their business activities. No, SAP's modules. Okay, you have finance module. Okay, you have material management module, your production modules, HR modules. These modules also you can in the practical terms you can say these are the departments. Okay, these are various departments integrated and controlled from one single source. Okay. So the ERP it controls this all the department activities from one single source. So you will have the finances controlled and the business activities controlled from one single source. So all these departments put together, you will have the complete ERP system, which is called centralized ERP system, which controls the whole business affairs of a corporate. Organizational elements. These are the organizational elements. Any organizational structure, you'll have these elements, like your company, like you could say headquarters, or you can say a group of companies. So where all the affairs of sister companies will take place. Then you have a plant or plants. Then you have storage locations. Then you have purchasing organizations, and then you have purchasing groups and MRP controllers. These are the organizational elements of any organizational structure or enterprise structure. We will have a little brief on each element in the as we move on. Company, company where all this is the main company group of company where you'll have all the corporate affairs takes place. They make a balance sheet account. They maintain the asset accounts. They maintain balance sheet. They make profit and loss accounts. All the finances and corporate affairs can be handled by the group of companies at headquarters. And then in the group of companies, you have different industrial sectors. Like if you have automobile industrial sector, you have software industrial sector, you have telecommunication industrial sector, oil and gas. So in one group of companies, you can have multiple companies put together. You will make as a one group of company. So like how it goes, like one group of company, you have multiple sister companies, could say, in various industrial uh, uh, sectors. Plant is a place where either materials are produced or goods and services are produced. So once if you're going to make an organizational structure, not necessarily that you need to have a plant. You can have your trading, you're just buying a product and selling it. So where do you do this activity? So that will be considered as plant. So now in this case we are taking as an example of a manufacturing company. So you will have to have a plant. So like for example, you have materials plant defined as, like, you have one plant in Hyderabad, one plant in Bangalore, one plant in Mumbai, one plant in Chennai. This can be plant one company, all the four plants. This can be one company each plant. This can be one company two plants. So on and so forth. How the company organizational structure has set up. Based upon that, you'll have a number of plants assigned to each company. This is the storage location. You have one plant, at least you should have two storage locations. Okay, there's let's say for example plant one, your storage location one and storage location two. Then this for another plant, you have other storage locations. Storage locations where you can keep your raw material, keeping your finished products. Okay, there's various it comes under inventory management, where various goods movements and all takes place. So you need to have one plant, at least two storage locations. This is the typical module of enhanced extended warehouse management. So, for example, here you see in this diagram, okay, the typical example of a utility power generation company. In one warehouse, see, for example, you take an example. 310 is the storage location. This 3 digit is the storage location. Last one digit represents the nature of the material. Just to understand, first 3 digit is the storage location code, and the last digit identifies the nature of the material. Let's start from 00 and we'll move on to until 3109. 3100 is a material which is absolute, no more required for use or damage or scrap or whatever. This is obsolete material which no more is required for company production. So 0 is the code which identifies the nature of this material. Then move on to the regular material, where a material is consumed on daily basis. Okay, that material will be considered as 3101. The last one digit will represent this material is good, is new material, is always will be consumed. And then you have 310 is the location code and storage location code, and you have 2. That means this is the repaired material, the material which is already repaired. Then you have 3. This is cables. All the cables will be marked as 3. And then you have 4, the test and inspection. There are 2 kinds of inspection. One is the inspection for the fresh material. One is inspection for the materials which are repaired and then or can be repaired. All those things can take place here. They have their own a small workshop setup where they can do the testing, especially the material after repair. It comes to the warehouse. They can they can put it in the workshop, and then they could do their own testing and inspection. And then you have emergency material. So it's like a safety stocks. Okay, they keep. This is actually the areas where they divided. One warehouse is divided into several areas. So in different areas they keep different materials. So 5 is a emergency material, and then you have 6. 6 is any material. Any material comes for a new material from the vendor, from the supplier. They can keep that material for inspection. Once inspection, they'll take into unrestricted stocks. Take it as a stock for usage. Then they have this material 07. First is 310 is the location, storage location code. 7 is material. They put this material. This can be repairable or not. Once there is a malfunction take place in that material or part or whatever, okay, then they will put it there in the area. Then they will consider whether it's repairable or not. Then there is 08, work in progress. Suppose, for example, they take material from the warehouse okay, earlier, and then they put it there that this is material regularly used because there's a work in progress. They keep some material, they take some material, so in and out takes place. So that considered as work in progress uh, material. For what? For that material, they will utilize it. There is a work in progress. Work is going on. So that will consider as 8. Then reclamation material. Okay, reclamation material. They use the material for any project, for any assigned work, and then after they consume whatever they require, and the leftover will be as a reclamation material. So it should come back to the inventory. So this is the warehouse code, and in this warehouse, then they divided several areas according to the nature of the material. This is part of the warehouse management. Your purchasing organization. This purchasing organization, its job is to buy the material for the company. They will do the negotiations with the suppliers. They will have contracts. They will have various activities takes place in this purchasing department, like vendor affairs. They will take care supplier affairs. They will do negotiation. There will be contracts. Okay, and they see that they get the materials for the best price and the quality of material. All those things they take control by the purchasing organization. Here, the purchasing organization, see the typical model of purchasing organization: plant specific purchasing organization. Each one purchasing organization, one plant. Okay, this is the model. You can have one purchasing organization for one plant. So this plant, another plant, one purchasing organization. And next model can be cross plant purchasing organization. For example, one purchasing organization can be responsible for 2 plants. One purchasing organization can be responsible for 2 different plants of the same company. Okay. Now here you could see cross company code purchasing organization. We can call it as reference purchasing organization. In this purchasing organization can be responsible for the purchase of this plant. This plant is under the company code 1000. Again, this purchasing organization can be responsible for this company code, and this is a plant. So here you see different companies with their plants. Different companies with their plants. So why this they adopt this model? Because this is a centralized purchasing organization who will do the negotiations for the material with the vendors. They can negotiate with the suppliers or vendors, you could say, to have a better price. For example, put together, let's say some material, they will buy maybe 1,000 quantities. So for 1,000 quantities, if you approach the vendor, we are going to buy 1,000 quantities from you for our consumption. So what they'll do, the supplier will give for 1,000 quantities, supplier will give a better price. So that price can be used by these different companies. So in this way, this model, you can have a better negotiation with the suppliers to have better price. This is why this They adopt this structure. This is called centralized purchasing organization. Then you have purchasing groups, or you can say buyers. Buyers, what the job is, this purchasing groups, what they'll do, each purchasing group will have a knowledge in a specific material. For example, some in chemicals, some in spare parts for automobiles, some in let's say other material like uh, what do you say, like steel. Like he's good in steel, he understands the steel better. So based upon the uh, knowledge of buyer knowledge for the of the raw material, they will assign the groups. Okay, that means if it's suppose this purchasing group uh, will handle the oil. They'll buy oil. They have the knowledge of oil, what oil is required in the plant. So purchasing group, they have knowledge of the metal. So purchasing group, they have the knowledge for cables or electrical wires or whatever field. So these, based upon that, they assign the purchasing group for the raw material, sometimes raw material, and sometimes for finished goods too. MRP controller. MRP controller, like uh, these are the people responsible for planning of a material. Okay. Like in the production, it is their job to maintain the safety stocks of the material. As soon as the material, they do actually they do the planning, like based upon the previous conception. Okay, based on the previous periods, they do the forecasting. It is their job there should be, it's a job to maintain the regular supply of the material to the production plant, as well as to the sales side also. Okay, once uh, as the demand increases for the sales, so there will be an increase for there's the increase of raw material demand for the in the production side. Okay, so these are the people who, based upon the previous conceptions, they will do the forecasting of the raw material. It is their job to maintain the raw material always available. They maintain the safety stocks. They do the reorder. The moment the stock goes to a minimum level, okay, to whatever the level is, minimum level is fixed, immediately there'll be purchase requisition, and there'll be a PO to make the procurement process. So it's their job to maintain the material always available. This is the model of infrastructure. Client, client may see, like for example, SAP is selling its ERP software to, let's say, Bajaj. So Bajaj is a client for SAP. So they assign the client code. SAP assign the client code based upon the regions. Like in India, they assign 1,000. Okay, so like for US maybe 1,000, maybe India 200, Saudi Arabia 300, like that. So that's what we call a client uh, code in the infrastructure. When you go for infrastructure, so there's a code for the client. So maybe this company which is going to have ERP in their system, uh, the ERP implemented in their company, uh, they may SAP will SAP will consider you as a client. Okay, that will be a client ID, and then this is company in infrastructure. So this is the company. Okay, then group of companies. Okay, you'll have a code when you create your enterprise structure, company, and then you have company. This is group of companies. Then you have company code. That company will have n number of plants: plant one, plant two, plant three, n number of plants, and then you have storage locations. For that plant, there is a purchasing organization. A purchasing organization has purchasing groups. Then you need to have sales. Likewise, in the beginning, I said, assume that you're going to start your company, and you're going to have your product, and you're going to have your own plant to manufacture, and then you need to have sales organization to market and sell your product, and then you have sales organization. You have sales groups. Okay, this is the typical model of enterprise structure. Simple to make it simple to understand. This is the practical example of Bajaj, for example. This I just made it picked up from uh, some source to just show it you as an example. This is the Bajaj group of companies, and then you have Bajaj Auto is a company. This is a group of companies. Under that, you have one company, okay, because he has different sectors. So we picked up only automobile sector. So maybe he has Bajaj Finance, maybe Bajaj Electronics, uh, so on and so forth. So say Bajaj Group, you have manufacturing company. Under Bajaj Group of company, you have one Bajaj Automobile Limited, okay, and then they have business area in Pune. Then they have business area in Delhi, okay, where maybe there's a plant in Pune, there's a plant in Delhi. Then they have profit centers for each range of model of bikes. Okay, they have Bajaj Avenger. Then they have this is a profit center where they get profit from each of its bike model. Okay, they have scooters. They have Bajaj Vespa, Bajaj. This is how they divide the profit centers, and then they have the segments. So this is gear motorbikes, and these are the scooters. So they divide the segments. So when we do configuration, at the time you have to know this. You'll understand in a better way if you just try to understand this model. Okay, so these are the segments. So like company codes we need to create in the organization structure. We need to have business areas. They need to have profit centers. Okay, then you need to have segments. This is one typical example, okay, for better understanding. Hello viewers and users. In this session we're going to learn enterprise structure configuration. This is part 1. So you'll have part 2 and part 3, maybe part 4 also, because the configuration is quite lengthy in SAP system. So you're going to implement the SAP in any organization. The major part is configuration. So better the configuration, lesser the uh, errors. So here actually configuration will be FI part, and there will be part. FI part, FI consultant will take care of the entire configuration of FI module, and module, consultant will have to take care the configuration part. But as we are in the process of learning, we will do both. So this video is going to be lengthy. Relax, take a notepad, take a pen. Note if you are really interested to learn SAP MM. The detailed configuration has been explained, which is the major part in SAP MM. So I say in SAP MM is no, the major part is configuration, configuration, configuration. Okay, so data entry is only 10% is data entry, 90% is configuration. So FI consultant's job is to do a configuration. The better the configuration, the lesser the errors will be. So we have to focus more. If you want to be a consultant in future, you have to focus more on configuration and the errors. So these two will be the major things any FI consultant would be handling. Okay. Let's go to the uh, slide. Next slide. See here the company definition. I already explained to you about the definition of the company. So no need, I will not explain it here. You already know what company is. Let's move on to this. So actually there are to configure you use two ways. One way is if you know the T code, you can go directly to the this command field here. Command field here, you can put directly the T code and go to the screen and do the configuration. Or you can Go the second way is use SPRO. Okay, press enter. You'll go to SAP reference guide IMG. Okay, click on next slide. So you go to the node, you call your node DE node, go to the node enterprise structure, click on this, you get definition, and then you click on financial accounting, then you click define company. Okay. So once you get the screen, after you click define company, click on new entries, and this is the steps you have to follow. Come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So actually it's a group of companies. First you have to create group of companies, and then under the group of companies you have different industrial sector companies like automobile manufacturing, oil and gas, okay, power. All those things will come under the group of companies. So first you have to define a group of companies. In this group of companies, you use a 6-digit code. Okay, let's say we are going to define this company MP Krishna Navi group of companies. So this, what we are doing here, will follow the same pattern, will create the same codes and same address. Everything will do the same thing following these screens. We will do it in the SAP system. Okay, in the SAP system we'll be doing in real time. So just enter the first, you enter the 6-digit code, and then you enter the group of companies, then where the company is located, and all those things. And then you have currency, which is very important. Okay, and then the country code and the language. These are the important fields need to be taken care of. Go to the next screen, and this is what the characteristics are defined, like 6-digit group of companies code, name, detail information, all these things what we have done here, that has been explained. Now go to see here, what is this customization request means. Whenever the consultant do enhance the system, modify the system, or any configuration which really affects the system, they have to go through the ticket. Actually, the ticket will be raised, and then whatever business requirement has come. So based upon that, the consultant will make changes. Once you make changes, you need to register what changes you made. So this is clearly, please try to understand. Okay, any changes made to the system which really going to affect the system further. So for that he needs to then you have to mention the details over here for future references. Just click on this create request will come. See, just mention what you are doing. We are creating MPKN group of companies we created. Okay, that's what we have to mention here. As we have already created group of companies code, now we have to define a company code which is a different industrial sector, uh, which is a sister concern of the group of companies. So we have to follow the SAP standard. SAP standards will allow you to have a 4-digit code for your company. It can be numeric, it can be alphabet, and can be alphanumeric. How do you define company code? You can go both the ways. If you know the T code, you can use the T code, or you can go by implementation guide, by SPR or implementation guide. You can use this path, and you can go to the like SPRO, IMG. That's the thing which is followed in this entire presentation. Okay, SPRO and IMG implementation guide is only followed the entire session. Let's see. Go to the enterprise structure, implementation guide. Go to the enterprise structure. Go to financial accounting, define company, and then here you click on this. So you will be landing on this window or this screen. Click on new entries. Then once you click on new entries, you'll get this screen. So now here we used MPN1. This is the company code. This is alphanumeric we used, and we defined the company name. Let's say MP Navi company. This company is under the group of companies, Krishna group of companies. Okay, and then same thing we have to follow. They have to give the currency and the language and the local currency. Okay, and then you need you need to save it. Go on to the detail screen. Once after you press enter here, you'll go to the detail screen where you have to fill in the rest of the information, the address, okay, where exactly it's located, a pin code and all you have to enter, and then you need to put the region. This is detailed information. Before creating, you need to note down everything and be ready to what to enter, and what will be the company name, what will be the code. All these things first you have to put it on a piece of paper or put it on a notepad, and then while actually when you're doing in real time, you need to look into that notepad and you do configuration. That will make much easier. Go on to the now as we have created the company code mpn1. This one you have to assign that this company belongs to the group of companies. Which group of companies? Krishna group of companies this company belongs to. Now we have to map this both together. So to map you need to there's two ways. Again, you follow the img implementation guide, or you can go by directly T code ox16. So here we use the OX16 code. Instead of going by IMG path, we use here T code, okay, OX116. And then you get this screen. In this screen, you mention the company code. This is how you, once you get the screen, this is the first step, position. Then you have to put this one, and then click on this. You'll find the company over here, MPN1. Once you find the company, here, check on this, and then you use the group of companies code, which is MPKN01. This is 6 digit, this is 4 digits. Here, because it's group of companies, 6 digits are allowed. Okay, check and then save on it. Then you need to save it. So that has mapped your sister company with the group of companies. Move on to the next screen. How do you define the plant? Okay, so plant is also you can define in two ways: T code, or you can use SPRO and implementation guide. Okay, you just go to the next slide. This is plant. What is plant? We already explained to you in the earlier session. Okay, uh, you will know what exactly plant is. Okay, these are the two ways. Two patterns are followed here. The entire path is given, and also the what T code directly can go by T code, that is also mentioned over here in this presentation. Okay. We are mostly following the IMG implementation guide. SPRO IMG mostly are following the same pattern in this entire PowerPoint presentation. Now here, go here, see here SPRO IMG guide. Okay, now we have to define the plant. Okay, enterprise structure, definition, logistic journal. This is you just follow. Okay, go to, you find in logistic journal, you'll find uh, copy delete plant. So now once you click on this, you'll get this screen. Okay, go to the screen, and there you define the plant. You use the plant code, first 2 digit of the company code, and then you give 01. That's the plant one. Okay, and then give the details. Once you press enter, further details need to be entered, uh, because plant is a one of the master element in the organization structure. So you need to be careful to define everything, details about the address, and we'll follow the same pattern, and we'll do it in the real time. Okay, in SAP system. That also we'll have that session also we'll be seeing soon. After you enter, you click on OK and go to the next screen. Then here you have to define another. Okay, details we already done. Then after you enter all the details, you just save it. Then you have to assign plan to company code. Okay, this is again the mapping. Same way, two ways. One, go directly by T code, or follow the path. Okay, follow the path. Go to implementation. Go to enterprise structure, assignment, logistics, assign plan to company code. You know, here we are doing the real mapping. So this plant belongs to which company? So we created a company code MPN1. Then we'll assign this plant to that company code. Just click on new entries. See here, basically we created two plants, MP01, MP02. This belongs to this company, MP1, MPN1, and MPN1. This plant MP01, MP02, these two plants now map to this company. Now save it. So we successfully assign the plants to company code. So the storage locations. You know the storage locations. These are the also master element in the SAP system. Here, both base, SPRO, and safety code. So here, just let me remind you, OX09 is not working. You have to use OX092. Remember, OX092 is working. OX09 is not working. Okay, and this is the path. So we are following, as we are following the path pattern. So we'll move on by following the same standard. SAP reference guide, then go to the enterprise structure. Okay, in materials management, you will find maintain storage location. Okay, now this storage location you're mapping to plant. Okay, plant is the main element, and then storage location will be the elements under the plant. Click here first. Click here, maintain storage location. Then click here, MP01 plant 1. Click new entries. Then you will have the screen. You'll have the screen. Okay. MP01. After you click this, you press new entries, and then you'll have this screen. Then under this plant, you enter this. How you'll do that? You just enter new entries, then you get this screen. Okay, then enter the storage location, which one, the new one you want to create, KN01. Okay, and then you enter the description. Okay, and then highlight this, double click on this address, you will get this screen. Okay, we'll be seeing we'll be seeing this thing in a real-time SAP system. Double click on this, you'll get this one. Okay, then enter 10. Okay, after you do this, okay, after you finish this, you have to double click on address of storage location. Immediately you see that plant has been mapped to the storage location, and click on double click on this one, you'll get this screen will be popped up. You enter the details of the storage location. Okay, where it is located, what's the address, okay, what's the region, and all you have to mention. There are at least two storage locations we need to create. Okay, here one is created. Second one, it is understood automatically. You can create following the same pattern. We created KN01. We will create KN02 also following the same pattern. Now, okay, these details are filled in for the storage location KN01, and you click on save. Okay, now move on to the purchase organization. So this is also a master element in the SAP So purchasing organization, I already explained to you about the purchasing organization in the beginning of my session. Here again, two ways to create purchasing organization. You can go by OX08, or you follow the pattern as we are made a standard here in this presentation. We're going through the path, SPRO and implementation guide. Okay, enterprise structure, definition, materials management, maintain purchasing organization, new entries. So now you defined here MNPO is our purchasing organization. Again, it's a standard here. All company code 4-digit, plant 4-digit, storage location 4-digit, purchasing organization 4 digits. That's a standard pattern we have to follow. That's a SAP standard. So 4-digit code. That's why you need You need to take a notepad, and you have to make everything predefined. Okay, before you go into the system and do the actual configuration, you need to predefine all the codes. What do you like, your company code, like a group of companies code, like your company code, then your plant code, the storage location code. Okay, then your organization purchasing organization code. All these you need to first predefine on a notepad. Otherwise you'll have a lot of confusions. Then maybe you'll end up by creating something afterwards, maybe you will not remember. That's why you need to make a hard copy of it. Okay, so that's the advice when you do the configuration. Remember, configuration is the most important part. If you do configuration mistakes in configuration, you will end up with a lot of problems. So this is the 4-digit purchasing organization, and this purchasing organization for this company. Okay, this is done. Purchasing organization created successfully. I told you the two ways to go. One is OX08, another one is by SPRO. We followed the path. Okay, maintain purchasing organization, and then we created the purchasing organization 4-digit code for purchasing organization. If you want, you can have multiple purchasing organization, like plant to plant, cross plant, reference purchasing organization. Also we create, but let's make it very simple. We are creating one company. We are following the entire P2P cycle. This is what my intention is. My main aim is to make the whole process learning simple and easy. We'll create one company, we'll do all the process for P2P cycle, we'll complete it, so that you'll have a better understanding. Okay, and then rest, if you want to have other companies, you can do on your own. Once you learn this process, once you get accustomed to how do you do the configuration, you can have your once you learn this, you can have a system access you can do on your own. Okay, and then that's how you make practice, and you will learn how do you configure the enterprise structure. Okay, so now we created purchasing organization and go to purchasing groups. So remember, purchasing groups also, these are these are called buyers. Okay, so we create the buyers, or we can create like you can say we can create like a raw material purchasing group, and you can create finished goods purchasing group, or you can go by person specific. Okay, so both, you can use the group, or you can use each buyer, you can create one code. So basically, the pattern follows here is we're creating group, like we create a raw material group and a finished goods group. So to create the purchasing group, the two ways. This is the standard we are following in this presentation. You can go by T code, you can go by SAP IMG guide. Okay, here you see materials management, purchasing. Then you create purchasing groups. Okay, MPG is the group created. Okay, for MPN company. Okay, this is the purchase group. MPG is the purchasing group. Okay, click new entries, go here. Once you click here, create purchasing group, click on new entries, then you enter the MPG. Here purchasing group is only 3-digit code. It's not 4-digit code. So this is the SAP standard. Remember, it's only 3-digit. Okay, company is 4-digit, purchasing group is only 3-digit is allowed. That is SAP standard. So this purchasing group is created now. Save it. Okay, and then you have to create assign purchasing organization to company code. Okay, so now we have to map it. This purchasing organization belongs to which company? So two ways again. So we are following the standard SPRO. Just go to implementation guide. You see enterprise structure assignment. Go to the assignment note, materials management, then assign purchasing organization to company code. So click on this. Okay, click on this, get this one. Once you click this, Then enter your purchasing, click on position, okay. Then search for, because we created the purchasing organization position, and you what organization you created, put here NPNO, okay. Click on this, then you'll get this screen. Here you map this purchasing organization with your company code, okay, and then you save it. This is, you have to enter it manually, okay. You have to enter it manually. See here, you just position, enter here, okay. Then you, after you enter your purchasing, then your company code you need to enter manually, okay. Then you have to save it. Then you will see here. If you don't find it here, just position, okay, and then you search by purchasing organization. Position here, you put your purchasing organization, then you will see this is being mapped already. Save it. Reference purchasing organization. As I told you, reference purchasing organization is central purchasing organization. I explained to you, that one purchasing organization can have can purchase for different plants and different companies. Suppose three different companies have three different plants. Each company has its plant, and then this purchasing organization can buy for all these three companies. You have to refer to my the explanation in the first session. Okay. Now assign purchasing organization to referencing purchasing organization. Two ways follow. Okay. Okay. Here you have to follow only SPRO, or you can follow OMKJ. This is the T code. Okay. So we are following SPRO pattern in this presentation. Go to the assignment. Go to the materials management node. Go to assign purchasing node. Then go click here new entries. Then assign purchasing organization to reference purchasing organization. Actually, while creating the purchasing organization, as we discussed earlier in this session, that time only need to create a reference purchasing organization also, because in this presentation you have not seen creating reference purchasing organization. So what we'll do when we do our system the real time, when you create the purchase organization in real time, that time we can create reference purchasing organization also. Now, as it is already been created, let's map it. So we are mapping now purchasing organization with the reference purchasing organization. Then you need to click release order. Okay. Now assign purchasing organization to plant. So now we have created purchasing organization, that you need to map it with the plant. Earlier we mapped purchasing organization with company code. Now you have to map the purchasing organization with the plant. Okay. So two ways again. You can use T code OX17, okay, or you can go by follow the pattern. Here we use directly, okay, OX17 T code. Okay, then click on new entries. Then see here MIPN. Okay, we are purchasing organization with plant. Here MNPO is our purchasing organization. We map with the both the plants, plant 1 and plant 2. So this purchasing organization responsible for two plants, MP01, MP02. Okay. So here this mapping is done, and you need to save it. There will be save button here. Okay, you need to save it. And with that, we completed the formation of a company. What we did, a summary, we created Krishna group of companies. We created the code MPKN01. Then we created under that we created different sector company, maybe automobiles. We can later on we can map it. We can consider this is now it's open. Okay, we organize in such a way that later on you can map this a company with any industrial sector. Maybe we can map it with the automobiles, maybe what do you say, oil manufacturing company, okay, or with any product we can map it with a software, because this is now we did not specifically mention what uh, product this company manufactures. Okay, so we left it general. Later on in the while actually using the system, that time we can define it that it is a automobile manufacturing company or software company or pharmaceuticals manufacturing company. We could do that. Now what we did, we created a company code and we assigned the company code to group of companies. Then we created two plants. Then we assigned those plants to company codes. We assigned the plans to company code MP01, MP02. And then we created purchasing organization. And we created purchasing groups. Two groups we created. One is for uh, raw material, one is for finished goods. Then we assigned purchasing organization to company code. This is our company code. This is the purchasing organization. Assign purchasing organization to reference purchasing organization. Then we assign the purchasing organization to MNPO to MPNO. Then assign purchasing organization to plant. So purchasing organization MNPO is assigned to plant 1 and plant 2. This is the first part of configuration we completed in this presentation. Now we will do as is in real-time SAP system. Okay, we create all this structure, enterprise structure in the real time in SAP system. That's in the next session. We're going to have that one. Now, this is only a part one configuration. When you go to part two, these are the configurations. You have to define credit control area, define business area, define functional area, maintain consolidation area, maintain uh, finance management area, functional management area. Okay. Then you define segments, maintain controlling area, define valuation levels, assign credit control area, assign business area to consolidation area. Okay, see on and on. There's a lot of configuration you need to do if you want to run the transaction P2P transaction without any errors, or at least least errors, with least errors, I could say rather. Okay. Then assign business here. These are the T codes for the part 2 configuration. Okay, these up to starts from 1 to 25 we'll be doing in the enterprise structure part 2. We'll do all this configuration one by one. Okay, and then in part 3 you'll have creation of cost center levels, creation of profit centers. We'll be doing all this configuration in part 3. Okay, but then see, then part 2 will be up to 25. Starts from 1 to 25 will be part 2, and then part 3 will be, okay, 26 to 40. We will do all this configuration is very important to run your enterprise structure with least errors. That's all in this session. It was just a PowerPoint presentation to give a brief so that you can have an idea when you log into the real time. How do you do the configuration of the enterprise structure? So in the next session, we're going to have a real time configuration. We'll see how do you form the company in real time in SAP system. Okay, users. Now I'm going to wind up. We'll have next session real-time configuration. Okay, thanks for your patience watching. Thank you. That's